This episode will be dedicated to the Brazilian funk and disco duo known as Curió Curió. If you'd like to hear more, please stick around. This is All Gas, No Trash. My name's Adam, and welcome back to the program, and welcome to a brand new episode. So I found this duo this past Thursday, and I was pretty excited because as far as things that I've found personally from Brazil, as far as artists go, there's one artist named Ana Frango Electrico that is kind of like in the similar space as Curió Curió, that they make, I guess, Brazilian inspired disco and funk. Although I don't want to limit Curió Curió in just being in those spaces, but yeah, that's probably the most comparable artist that I've found from Brazil that is kind of like Curió Curió. But let's go ahead and get to the info segment about Curió Curió, and then we'll eventually get to the music, and you won't be able to check out the second single that we're going to be listening to, which is called, well, I hope I'm not butchering this, but it's called Amor, Doente, which is not available on digital streaming platforms. The second single is exclusively available to stream or buy on Bandcamp. So I'm going to leave the link available for you to check out. And if you want to check out the other song, the first song that we're going to listen to, it's called Bem Querer. So yeah, anyways, we'll get to that in the later segments, but let's go ahead and go to the info segment about Curió Curió. Let's go ahead and get to the info segment. The group, or rather the duo, is comprised of Luisa Montero and also Dustin Braun. And just to read their bio off of Bandcamp, named after a vibrant Brazilian songbird, Curió Curió consists of singer, lyricist, and actress Luisa Montero, based in Austria. So she is Rio de Janeiro born, but currently resides in Austria. And producer and musician Dustin Braun from Germany. Together, the duo brings a fresh voice and twist on MPB, which is, I think the abbreviation is Música Popular Brasileira, if I'm not mistaken. And taking influences from 1970s Brazil and blending them into a modern fusion of psychedelic MPB, disco, and samba. So I think that best encapsulates what Curió Curió is. And there also is a little excerpt, I guess copyright, for the singles that were released in a 7-inch vinyl format. I just want to read this real quickly. It reads as follows. Curió Curió vocalist Luisa Montero was born in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and raised listening to the rich sounds of MPB. She started taking classical singing lessons weekly by the age of 14 and later developed a career in acting, skills of which she brings with her into her songwriting. You may be familiar with Dustin's production through his recent collaborations with Turkish artist Peki Mome on Mokombo Records, or by his earlier incarnations, including a neo-soul release on Sick Texot, and projects with Village Live Records, HHV's record label. His music has a tangible analog warmth and a feeling of a real band performing live. For this 7-inch release, Bem Querer, Beloved in English, takes the A side. In it, Luisa calls a missed love to come close and dance with her. Even without an understanding of Portuguese, this feeling and energy radiates through the production, one of partying together, loving each other, living in ecstasy, feeling pleasure and freedom, built on an authentic Samba Street vibe with super catchy sing-along chorus. That collective carnival energy comes in part due to the choir that Dustin and Luisa assembled, a group of Brazilian friends, some of whom Dustin met while DJing in Leipzig, joined together in the studio. Half of them were not professional singers, bringing the organic atmosphere of Rio streets into the recording. The B-side, Amor, Doente, has a more bittersweet taste. The song speaks playfully about a relationship that goes on without really developing. Both parties cannot fully commit to each other, but they are unable to end it. The production, however, has a delicious loose funk groove, sun-soaked and sultry. Dustin wrote the instrumental with Lucy Lieb, who joins on bass, guitar, synths, and trumpet, with Max Lobner also featuring on trumpet. A track that is equally adept at warming up a dance floor as it is closing out a night. We were genuinely blown away by the vibrancy and joy of this new project when we first heard it, instantly feeling like a familiar friend. In the band's own words, Curió Curió is not straight disco, not straight samba, not strictly old school, but inspired by all of them, creating something contemporary but still nostalgic. So yeah, there you have it. I think that perfectly describes Curió Curió's music that I can't wait to share. So if it doesn't seem apparent, this project, I'm not sure exactly how it works, because you have Luisa Montero, who is currently based in Australia, and then you have Dustin Braun, who is operating out of Germany. So I think Austria and Germany are neighboring countries, if I have my geography correct. But perhaps they're working remotely making these songs, but it's entirely possible that they make the drive or flight to record this music. But it definitely proves that there is no borders between music, that people are willing to join together, perhaps in different countries, and are linked by means of the internet to create this awesome music that I can't wait to share. So as you may have heard in previous episodes, we're not actually able to play music on the program. So what you need to do is use the links in the description of the video, especially for the second single. I mean, you can listen to Bem Querer on Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever you stream your music digitally. But as far as the second single, Amor, Doente, that is only available on their Bandcamp profile. So I will remind you of that when we listen to the second single. But at this moment, we will be checking out the side A single, which is called Bem Querer, from Curió Curió. So pull it up on your digital streaming platform of choice, or check it out on Bandcamp. We have the links available to you. Once again, the song we are listening to is called Bem Querer from Curió Curió. Going in. Welcome back. That was Curió Curió with their song called Bem Querer, the side A single on their 7-inch vinyl that they released that is officially sold out, but you can get the digital release, which contains Bem Querer and also Amor Doente, which is the side B single we'll be listening to shortly, that you can only listen to on Bandcamp. So it's not going to be available on Spotify, Apple Music. So I will remind you of that fact when we eventually check out that second single. But yeah, this song is so lively and vibrant, and I love it so much in its entirety, and even in its intricacies. The part that I love the most, and this isn't a slight at Dustin Braun or even Luisa Montero herself, but I love the cuica. Like, I love that instrument because it's like a drum head with a bamboo stick in the middle, and it makes these sounds that's like kind of similar to a bonobo, which is like something similar to like a monkey, but not exactly a monkey. But yeah, just that sound, fuck, I love it so much. But I mean, even the other aspects, the percussion, how polyrhythmic it was, there's even like a solo. There's even a solo from the synthesizer at one point. Luisa's vocals are top notch. The backing vocals, oh man, when it gets to the chorus and it just elevates and lifts the song up, and oh man, it just makes you want to throw your hands up and dance. And I could easily see this type of music being played alongside of Altingun, or even Say Shishi here in the US, or even Coco Roco, or even like from Brazil herself, even Brazil itself rather, Ana Frango Elétrico. I think I could see a band like Curió Curió playing with Ana Frango easily. It does strike me odd that this music is being made in Europe and not in Brazil, but it is something of a testament to say that music doesn't have any borders, to have this cross-national team up between Luisa and Dustin, both from Austria and Germany, respectively, to make their music in whatever way that is. If it's just strictly digitally online, I mean, fuck, that's just a testament to not having an excuse for making music. You make it work in whatever way you can. But let's go ahead and get to the next single, which is Amor, Doente, which is the side B single on the 7-inch vinyl, or the digital release that you can hear on Bandcamp. So that's the only place that you can listen to it. So make sure you click the link below for Bandcamp to listen to the second single, and we'll go ahead and give it a listen. Once again, we are checking out Amor, Doente from Curió Curió going in. Welcome back. That was Curió Curió with their song called Amor, Doente. Let us know in the comments what you thought about it. Holy shit, man. That song was fucking awesome. And what a performance from Luisa in terms of vocals. And I forgot to mention, man, the bass lines are fucking groovy on both these songs, respectively. And man, the brass, the trumpets being used for the chorus just gives it that extra, it just gives it that extra oomph, man. But dude, I would love to see this band signed by a record label here in the US called Big Crown Records that has they have a Turkish funk artist named Derya Yeledream, I think is how you pronounce it. I can't remember exactly how to say it. What is it? Derya Yildirim and Group Simsik, I think is how you pronounce it. But yeah, I could easily see a band like Curió Curió being signed to Big Crown Records if they were ever looking to sign new artists, especially overseas. I don't know if they've really dabbled in bands overseas, but this is just dope shit, man. I'm so glad I came across this band, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you follow Curió Curió on Instagram, and check out their music on Bandcamp, because if you want to listen to both singles, you have to check out the Bandcamp profile of Curió Curió. But they do have their side A single, Bem Querer, on digital streaming platforms for you to check out. But anyways, that's going to be it for me. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you all next time.